We have written so many kinds of errors for the same thing. Now let us just try identifying. First part of our accounting is, are these errors gonna create a problem in my trial balance? When I say problem in trial balance, that means will my trial balance tally? Will my trial balance tally or not? You know what's the correct entry? What's the correct entry? Purchases to Ram. Can you remember this? Purchase to Ram 5,000, 5,000. Because when I scroll down, everything will go off. So please. Okay. First one, will my trial balance tally? Yes or no? Why? Because debit amount, credit amount is the same. Second one also, yes, 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 no, no, yes. Okay, let me come to the second kind of error. We are talking of omission, right? Under omission, there are two kinds omission can happen. One known as complete omission. The second one known as partial omission. What are the two kinds of errors can happen? Complete omission or partial omission. What do you mean by complete omission? That you have not recorded. You have not recorded the entry at all. How do you rectify it? How do you rectify this? By recording your journal entry. Simple. Now, I want you guys to see all of this and tell me which of them can be a partial omission. And what is partial omission? We'll define it depending on what you are looking at. First error, partial omission. Partial omission. What do you mean by omission? Not recording. What do you mean by partial? Like the way you guys are studying. Correct? No? Half thing you will study, half things you won't study. Next chapter you will move on. Then you will scold our parents in exam. Correct? No? Partial. Partial means what? You record only one side of the entry and one. I think this was the only case where I did a partial recording, where I only recorded one aspect of a transaction but not the other aspect. Whenever only one aspect of a transaction gets recorded, trial balance is bound not to tally. Because what? You only would either have a debit or a credit. Are you clear? Is everyone clear with it? I want you guys, please understand. I'll teach you the easier way, safer route of doing it, or the actual way of doing it. Both the things finally give you the same answer. In the exam, I would always prefer if you can write the sentences for this, or else we'll do the journal entry, whichever is comfortable for you guys, but preferable is if you can write the sentences. Now see here, what was the correct entry? Correct entry was what? Purchase to purchase account debit 5,000, RAM account debit. This was my correct entry. What was my wrong entry? Purchase account debit. I did not do what? So what you will be writing? Easier way solution is credit Ram's account by 5,000. This is your solution. What is your solution? Credit Ram's account by 5,000. Are you clear? If you're not so comfortable with it, what is this? I'm making him write a sentence and other things. There is another way of doing it. The way, this one, did you understand? Because if you have understood what I told during journal entry, this is the most easiest way of solving it. No journal entry required. Rectification is basically one sentence. What is the sentence? Credit Ram's account by 5,000. Are you all clear? Clear? Now let me try passing the journal entry. If you guys want to pass the journal entry or an alternative solution for it, we know because of this error, will the trial balance tally? Trial balance will tally? No, right? Which side is going to be more? Debit side. Credit side, I will balance it by writing as what? Suspense account. So see here, I am assuming that I have done a journal entry like this. Purchase account debit 5,000 to suspense account 5,000. Because I did not have any credit, I am just writing it as to suspense account. This is my wrong entry. Correct? What is my correct entry? Purchase account debited to RAM account 5,000. Till here anyone has any problem? Now when I say rectification of errors or rectified entry, you need to understand anything is an error in accounting. If a debit is error, it is cancelled by crediting it. Remember this for you specifically. If an error is on the debit, you cancel it by crediting it. If an error is on the credit, you cancel it by debiting it. So in real life we use eraser. In accounting terms we use what? Terms of debit and credit. Why? Because in the accounting life you cannot go back to your original transaction. Only the CFOs or managers will have the right to go back. Accountant, once he passes an entry, cannot go back and correct the transaction. I am talking of a bigger firms. Generally you are not given an option to correct it then and there. So what you will have to do, you will have to pass a rectification entry later. Are you clear? So you will always cancel it by what? If there's a wrong debit, you will be giving a wrong credit. So wrong debit, wrong credit, it gets cancelled.
Why is it
Plus, let.
My question is, why is it not allowed to change?
Okay, why? Because you want to answer? No. Huh? Okay. The reason being, let's say for an example, I as an accountant keep getting a chance to change the books. Let's say she comes in as an auditor, verifies today. After she goes, I'll change everything, no? I want to keep a control of my accounts. So let him do a mistake. If he has done a mistake, let him come and take a finance manager's approval. I don't want him to change. That's why we do not get it, because it will lead to forgery or even audit issues and all others later. Correct, no, madam? See. Correct, no? That's right. Done? Okay. So now see, how do I go about making my rectification error? Check whether the debits are right. First check whether between the correct entry and the wrong entry is the debit matching. Is the debit matching? It was purchase account, it was purchase account. Debit only, 5,000 only, 5,000 only. So debit has no problem. Let me check the credit. Here it is what? Correct should have been RAM. Wrong is what? So what did I tell you? Whatever is wrong, you will cancel it by debiting it. So your rectification entry will be suspense account debit 5,000. The moment you wrote suspense account 5,000, that means this entry got deleted from my book. Which entry got deleted? Suspense account got eliminated from the books. But who should have been credited instead of suspense? RAM. So you'll write it as to RAM account 5,000. Are you clear? Now if you practically understand, who's getting credited? RAM account getting credited. That's what I wrote it in the statement also. Why you want to break your head? 3 minutes or 2 minutes will go off. Rather you can write one statement. Credit RAM's account by. Or even worst, see here. If you don't want to break your head so much. I know purchase account is debited by 5,000. Who's missing? RAM is missing. So you write it as to RAM's account 5,000. There is nothing to debit. Then you write it as suspense account debit 5,000. Either ways, I'm teaching you all the three ways.
Not compulsory to do the journal entry.
When you write it as a statement, you don't have to pass both debit and credit. Because the way it works is we give an instruction to somebody to say, please credit Ram's account by 5,000. You are telling somebody to rectify. How are you trying to rectify? You are saying, boss, purchase को debit मिल गया, credit नहीं मिला है. किसको? राम को credit करो. That's the tone we use in our accounting. That's why we don't pass a journal entry, because one side of the entry is done, you only have to do the second side of it. Understood? If you are, no, I want entry only, mummy and all, if you start calling, then you can do it through suspense account. Understood?
So they won't cut any marks.
No, it's a recommended one. So if you open your book and see, there are single, so I'll be doing the questions, so we'll be looking into it. One kind of question says pass through journal entry, another one says pass through statements. So you can write either of it, both of them are right. How many of you guys understood this one? This one. First bench. This one you understood. Wrong entry, correct entry, rectified entry. No? Then ask no. Ask. Thank you. Always you compare your correct entry and wrong entry with debits and credits. See here, purchase account should have been correctly debited. Even in the error what you have done, have you written purchase account only? That means debit side was given proper treatment. You don't have to do anything with it. Let's come to credit. Who should have been credited? Instead of Ram, who's there? You have to throw suspense out. So what you will do? You reverse suspense. Suspense was credited. You reverse it by debiting it. Now, suspense account from credit has moved out. There is no one in the suspense account. Who should come? Ram. So, suspense account debited to Ram account. Now, let me come to the second kind of error. My first kind of error was what? Omission. There are two kinds of errors of omission. Which were the two kinds? Complete, partial. Complete omission, how are you going to rectify? Record the original. Guys, I want you to tell, and I'm asking question. I know you guys know everything, but still answer. The more you repeat, the more it will stay in your brain. So complete omission, how are you going to record? How are you going to rectify? Pass the original entry. In partial omission, what do? Either you pass a statement of debit or credit missing, or you can bring in the suspense account. Does anyone have any problem with here? Next kind of error is known as error of, wait, we teach little differently, we don't follow book. Error of what? Do you remember something called as capital and revenue? We did some chapter. Everyone remembers? Few things, whatever you remember, you tell me. Whatever you remember. No, we'll talk only about accounting. I don't want to know the nature and all.
So any expense made which increases the...
No, talk about accounting. What happens only with regards to accounting, capital item and revenue item.
Capital item comes under balance sheet.
Thank you. Capital item comes under the balance sheet. Revenue items come in the profit and loss account. What do you mean by error of principle? Listen to it. A simpler definition. An transaction or an item which is capital in nature is treated as revenue. A transaction or an item which is what in nature? Capital in nature is treated as what? Revenue. Or a revenue item is treated as capital. Then we call such errors as errors of principle. Are you clear? An item or a transaction which is of capital in nature is treated as revenue. Okay. Or a transaction which is revenue in nature is treated as capital. Then we call such errors as what? Error of principle. Are you clear? How many of you did not understand? Did not understand? Capital means, madam told that it comes in balance sheet. I'll give you one example. This is an error you guys did it when you did it in journal entries chapter. Expenses paid towards erection of machinery. Expenses paid towards what? Erection of machinery. You all did an error as wages account debit to cash account. I think it was some 500 or 5000. I don't remember. This was a question which was given and a lot of you guys had done this error. Then I told you guys, no, because of our historical cost concept, any wages paid towards erection of machinery is going to be added to which cost? Machinery cost. So my actual entry should have been machinery account debit to cash account 500. This is the wrong entry you guys did and this is the correct entry I have done. Correct? You remember once upon a time last week we did it? You remember? Now see here, machinery should come where? No, we are only talking of balance sheet of P&L. Okay. Where it should come? Balance sheet. But instead of balance sheet, when you wrote wages, where it is going? Profit and loss account. So an item which should have been coming in the P&L account, we call it as revenue. An item which should come in the balance sheet, we call it as capital. Simple definition. Don't go back home and check the definition, say you said this and all. I'm only trying to do it from an examination per se to remember. So with regards to the wages is something which is revenue in nature. Something which is revenue in nature, I have treated them to be what? Sorry, something which is capital in nature, I treated them to be what? Revenue in nature. This kind of error, we call it as what? Error of principle. How many of you still have a doubt? Fine. Mr. Nitin. Fine. Still have a doubt. Wages is coming in my P&L account, profit and loss account, or in income and expenditure account. Correct? Machinery will come where? It's an asset or an expense. Can you guys identify between asset, expense, liability and income? I'll make it even more simpler. If an asset is treated as an expense or an expense is treated as an asset, see, machinery is an asset. Instead of trying to record it as machinery, I have recorded as wages. That means instead of an asset, I am treating it as an expense. The moment I am treating it as an expense, this is a principal error. Are you clear? So if an item which is income, you treat it as a liability, again, same problem. It's a error of principle. Are you all clear? You say, everyone understood? Now, my next part of the question is my trial balance getting affected? Everyone please see, understand and only then answer. I'm not giving you any chocolates. So please look, understand and only then answer. Is my trial balance getting affected? How many are saying no? How many are saying no? Okay, how many are saying yes? There is nothing called in between. I told you in my class, either it's an yes or a no. Which side you are in? No, I see. No. What your risk? It will get affected. We'll go with women power because Women's Day is coming by. No. Yes, the answer is wrong. Check the amount column. 100 times I have told you guys, don't look into the transactions. Just
machinery is an asset, cash is an asset.
That and all, I don't care. I only care about arithmetical accuracy. Amounts depth. No. The answer is no. We'll talk later. Next Monday only we will talk. Till the time, you have to agree with me. I am only talking about arithmetical accuracy. How is it unfair? I told you, trial balance does not get affected because of accounting error. It will only get affected by the amounts error.
But still, sir,
Amounts. Is there a wrong in the amount column on the debit or credit side? Is there an error in the debit or the credit amount? No, right? Debit amount and credit amount is the same. Therefore, trial balance will tally. When it will not tally, I'll give you one more clue later in the solution part. Now, if I have to do a rectification entry, what entry? Rectification entry. I'm going to follow the same rule. First one, is the debits matching? Check. Is my debits matching? Who should have been in debit? Wait. I'll complete it after that. Who should have been in debit? But instead of who's there? So you have to kick the wages out. How are you going to kick the wages? Hey, how debit ma? Wages is already debited. Wages account is already debited. So to cancel it, what will you do? You will credit to wages 500. So that means now wages is thrown out of the books. Debit column is empty. Who should come instead of wages? Machinery account debit 500 to wages account 500. How many of you guys have a problem now? This journal entry, how many of you guys have a problem? You tell, madam. She's the
with respect to this journal entry. But generally, if you ask, will the trial balance be affected? You are asking with reference to the tallying of trial balance or the entries first?
When we say trial balance is getting affected, it only talks about whether debit total is equal to credit total. I told during the trial balance class also that we only talk about totals matching. Whether I don't care whether it is the same total or the stupid wrong totals. I don't care. Debit credit match, we'll do hi-fi and do the balance sheet. Correct, no sir? See, your classmates are only supporting me. Done till here? Okay, now you understood this rectification of error. So, few questions. See, you asked me, no, trial balance, why it is not. Did suspense account come here when I passed a rectification entry? Only if the rectification will have a suspense account, only when my trial balance does not tally. Here it is tallying. Therefore, suspense account won't come.
So you asked trial balance gets affected. No, I thought the entries, because if it's machinery account, it becomes...
Names do not matter in trial balance.
That was the confusion.
Okay, thank you.
But we can do suspense here also, suspense debit to wages and machinery to suspense.
Then suspense one debit to one suspense credit, it gets cancelled, sir. So it will be 0 again, sir. That's why double entry. It's sustaining for last 100 years because of this reason only. Or else it would have broken down because of your intelligence. Done till here? Okay. No problem. So I want you guys in this, whatever problems you guys gave me. Where were we? Here. Tell me which of this is a which of this is a principal error? I'll give numbers to make it simpler. 3, sorry. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any of this? Okay, somebody is saying 2. Anything else? Four. Then you will say 6, 8, 10. 2, 4. Okay, will come. Anything 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the rhymes name you are saying are all. So madam is adding. Okay. Okay. Can I explain now? The only error of principle is this entry. I'm showing now. 10th one. Only that is the error of principle. Only which one? 10th one is error of principle, nothing else. Ram is also debtor, Rhyme is also debtor. Names have changed. That is a complete different error. We'll come back a little later. My only consideration, I'm going to look into it, is revenue or capital. Are you clear? I know I interchanged cash to purchases and other things, but still the effect of purchases should have been in revenue, cash should have been in the asset. It is still the same, only the entry got ulta palta. So the only error we are going to be looking into it is an error like this.
No, but in the second transaction also like that is
We have another kind of error for those. We'll come back to it. So we only look into that aspect to say was furniture to be coming into the purchases, that is revenue account, or the furniture. This is a little debatable always. We had a debate on this, the second part of it, saying why do you take it as the third kind of error and other things. But okay, it does not really matter, because finally when you do the rectification, you will see it will get back to the revenue stage itself. When I do the rectification, you will realize why we are not doing it. So only look into that part of the transaction, boss, where it should have gone. Is it giving my effect in the revenue or in the balance sheet? Is everyone fine till here? Did you understand how to do rectification of error? Done? So we covered how many kinds of errors till now? Which are the two? Error of omission, error of this is why we hate you. That guy Pavam is feeling happy, is getting all the question right. You will tell commission, he's like, till now I thought omission. What is this guy telling commission? He will run away. It's okay. Friend, excuse him. The third kind of error is the error of commission. What does error of commission say? If the, see here guys, error of commission has two kinds of errors to define. If the amounts are wrongly entered, what is wrongly entered? Amounts are wrongly entered. Or if the accounts are wrongly entered, either you would have entered amounts wrongly, or instead of Ram you wrote Rhyme. Is all the error of principle also error of commission? Is all the error of principle also an error of commission? The answer is yes, because you have entered the wrong accounts only. You have entered the wrong accounts only, therefore yes, it is wrong. But we always give, if there is an error of principle and error of commission, I always treat it to be error of principle first. Only if it does not satisfy error of principle, we treat it as commission. First preference is always given to which error? Principle. That's why even the seer, what does the definition say? If I have entered the wrong what? Accounts or amounts. See here, I have entered wrong account. Cash would have also come in the balance sheet. Ram would have also come in the balance sheet. But I have given different account names. Ram, Vinay, names are changing with the entries what I am doing, but still they are all holding the same thing. So we consider still to be the errors of commission. Whereas here, yes, I have entered a wrong account, but the effect is on my revenue. That is the reason we call them as error of principle. Are you clear? Are you guys clear with it? Now, error of, see, let me take one. What is the error you have done? Instead of writing purchases to Ram, you wrote it as what? What is the format I write? First one, correct entry, wrong entry. What was my correct entry? Purchase account debited to Ram account. How much? What was the wrong entry? Is everyone clear? Till here, no problem. Everyone knows it. What did I say my rectification format is? First check what? What should you check first? What should have been debited? What has been debited? Are the debits right? So how are you going to rectify it? First, is the debit having the right debit? No, right? You have to cancel it. How are you going to cancel? By crediting. That means what? To Ram account 5,000. That means Ram is eliminated. Instead of Ram, who should come in? So, purchase account debited. So when I did this, I want you guys to visualize what is happening. In my book, Ram got kicked out. Instead of Ram, purchase came in. So right now, if I see my transaction, how it looks is purchase account debited to purchase account. Because in my wrong entry, Ram account was replaced by what? Purchases. So imagine now I am telling an entry as what? Purchase account to purchase account. That is where I stand as of now. Let me go to credit. Credit, who should have been credited? Ram. Instead of Ram, who's credited? So how should you rectify? Something which is wrongly credited should be debited. So my rectification entry number 2 is going to be purchase account debit 5,000 to Ram account 5,000. This is for which one? The credit side. The credit side, I am substituting purchases. Guys, I'll come back to it. I am substituting purchases by what? Ram. I had this time, first time I am seeing. Guys, I'll come back, explain, don't discuss in between. First time I am actually tackling two cases. My debit was also wrong, credit was also wrong. First I replaced my debit. First time I replaced my debit. That means what? I removed Ram and instead of Ram I brought the purchases. Second entry what I did, instead of purchases I brought Ram. First one, how do I rectify? Ram, it was debited, so I cancel it by crediting it. So instead of Ram, who should have come in on the debit? Purchase account debited to Ram account. Are you clear? Second one, I go to my credit side. Who's credited? Purchase is credited. Instead of purchases, who should have been credited? Ram. So what you will do? Cancel the purchase by debiting the purchase and by crediting the Ram account. This is the first time I am having two entries for rectification. But the part is both the entries are the same. Yes or no? Both the entries are what? Same. How do I rectify it? We use a concept called compound entry. What do you mean by compound entry? Whenever there are similarity between two transactions, you can combine and write it. Whenever there are similarities between two transactions, you can combine both the journal entries and write it as one. So that will be, my rectification entry will be, guys here, purchase account debit. In the first entry, it was debited by what? 5,000. In the second entry, it was debited by 5. That means add both the things. Purchase account was debited by 10,000. 5 from the first entry, 5 from the second entry. Second one, to Ram account 10,000. How many of you guys have a doubt in this? Now you guys speak.
Actual transaction
Because first time, see, let's say for an example, I'll give you, let me try understanding what I have done right now. You are standing in middle, like Chirag is standing in middle. He has to go towards the door. Guys, I want you to please imagine I'm trying to connect my errors with something what happens in real life. Chirag should go towards what? Door. Instead of that, he walked towards the board. Okay. Now, if he has to walk towards the door, will he walk the same distance or double the distance? Why? Because he has to come back to the original position and then walk, right? So you have done is the reverse entry of the original one. You should have written purchase to Ram. Instead of that, what did you do? You wrote it as Ram to purchase. So first time I have to reverse it. That means he has to come back to the original. Once I pass an entry. That means first time he walks half distance. He has only covered, he has come back to the original position. That's why you reverse the entry. Next time when he walks, he will complete the original entry. That's why you are doing it twice. Good? Satisfied with the explanation? Thank you. From now on, wait, now I'll tell you what you guys are going to be doing. Did you understand how to do correct entry, wrong entry? Every question from now on, right now I'm not reading a transaction. I only want you guys to get into the concept of correct entry, wrong entry now. After that, what we'll be doing is, we'll be doing series of question. We will tell what is the wrong entry has passed, because what students do mistake I've seen in rectification of error is, they are not able to understand what is the correct entry what should have passed, what is the wrong entry they should have passed. Once they identify it, this is easy now. Correct entry, wrong entry, compare, reverse, write the entry. So this one will strengthen it. Then I will teach you concepts of understanding the errors. Are you clear? So we'll get back. Where were we? Okay. Guys, solve the second one. Second one, cash account debited to purchases account. Guys, we'll start. What was the correct entry? Purchase account debited to Ram account 5,000. Then wrong entry, cash account debit to purchases. How much? Okay. First one, are my debits matching? How do I cancel it? By reverse. So what are you going to be your first rectification? Purchase account debit 5,000 to cash account 5,000. Are you clear? Then second one, credit, what is there? Purchase account debit Can I combine both? Can I combine both? The answer is yes, because one side of the transaction is common. Which is common? So I will write the correct entry as purchase account debit, because debit is 5 plus 5, 10,000 to cash account 5,000 to Ram account. Sir, you understood? See this rectified entry. First rectification, this one did you get right? The next one, see the debit. Are my correct entries debits, both of them same? When both of them are same, you can just add it. So you can write, see here, purchase 5. So purchase account will be what? 10,000 to cash account 5,000 to Ram's account 5,000. That is known as compound entry. We will do sixth one. I want you guys to solve for the sixth one. And I want you guys to follow the same procedures what I told you. Sixth entry, wrong entry, what you guys did. We'll try discussing. Okay, what was the wrong entry? Sorry, right. Always let's write the correct entry first. Correct entry was what? Purchase account. How much was it? What was the wrong entry? Purchase account debit to Ram account. Ayo, 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 ayo. Correct, no? What was the rectification entry? Okay. First one, will the trial balance get affected? Why? Because debit amount is not matching. That means there is going to be a birth of an account called suspense account. Okay. Are my debit accounts and amounts matching? Credits. Now your accounting seer. Now if your accounting knowledge comes into picture, Ram should have been originally credited by 5,000, but he is only credited by what? 500. You have short crediting him by how much? 4,500. How do you rectify it? Please give him a credit of 4,500. You see, I am having a conversation with my books. Ram, you should have got how much? 5,000. Bro, but you got how much? 500. So I will give you more. How much more? So I will be crediting Ram to Ram 4,500. Are you clear? Now, who is giving the debit? Who is giving the debit? If I ask purchase to give debit, he will say, Poda day, I already have taken my debit of 5,000. I have already taken my debit of what? 5,000. I am not the guy who is going to give you debit because my debits are fine. There is no one else to give a debit. Therefore, who will come? Suspense account 4,500. This is the rectification entry. I can do even more easier way is, the moment I know this is the wrong entry, is my debit and credit matching? No. Check the wrong entry. Is my debit and credit matching? No. To match, I will write it as to suspense account 4,500. Now it becomes easier to rectify. For amateurs, this is how we, till the time you get expert in it, write to suspense account immediately. So you will automatically, now when you use the correct entry, wrong entry, automatically it will come. See here, now if I have to look into it. Purchase account should have been debited by 5,000. Is purchase account debited by 5,000? Yes, no problem. Ram account should be credited by what? 5,000. But you are crediting by what? 500. So you should give him a further credit of what? 4,500. Then all of a sudden in the wrong entry, I have something called as what? Suspense account. He is given what? Credit. So to cancel it, what I should do? Suspense account debited to Ram account. Huh? Whichever way is comfortable, you guys do it. It's okay to do as many errors in rectification now, so that before exam you become master of it, you get 10 marks. Now you do as many errors as possible, whatever stupid doubts you have, get it clarified. If you want, every day we'll do one rectification error also. So that by exam, my target is what? 20 marks. Chapter 2 over. You should be happy that I'm 20 marks is over. Do more questions, do last year papers and all as much as possible, so that 20 marks of the paper is with me. Next 3-4 days we'll cover another 30-40 marks. Accounting, passing. The moment you know you're going to pass a paper, automatically that becomes your favorite paper. The moment it becomes favorite paper, then you have to score 100. This one, how many of you have still doubt? Which method should I teach you? First one or the second one? For me, everything is easy. I would prefer the second one. Did you understand the correct entry, wrong entry problem? So let me try looking into this. See, the correct entry should have been passed was purchase account debited to Ram account. The wrong entry, I wrote it as purchase account 5,000 to Ram account 500. There is a shortfall on the credit side as what? 4,500. I told you guys in the journal entry chapter that all my debit and credit should always have an equal amount. To match it, what I will do, as of now I will credit it by writing the suspense account. Over. Now let me check. Debit purchase, matching. Debit side I have nothing to change. Let me come to Ram. Ram was what? 5,000. But how much have you given? 500. How much shortage? So give Ram credit of 4,500. Next, is there anything in the right entry? I have completed purchase, I have completed Ram. Correct entry I have taken care of completely. Let's come to the wrong entry. Have you taken care of purchases? Have you taken care of Ram? Have you taken care of suspense? No. Suspense should not be there anymore. Does your correct entry as suspense? It's cancelling. So you pass the debit entry. For some time, make this more of a mechanical mode. Trust me, in the exam, your mind will start thinking on it. Correct entry was this, wrong entry was this, right entry, correct entry, cancel, pass the entry. How, what, logic, forget it. 10 marks is important for me. Logic, let's learn. But in the exam, 10 marks is important. Mistakes done in the exam hall. What is the mistake is, people fail to write, get excited of writing the answer, but not the narration. Format is important, whether it is a rectification or a journal entry. Format is what? Important, not the right entry. Your rectification should also carry the same format: date, particulars, ledger folio, amount, below narration.
So, but if you do the
Statement form, it will not be required. They will tell you, I'll show you how do we write a statement form. This is after that statement from that time. Right, how you will write this statement form, tell.
credit 4,500 to suspension. Credit 4,500 to suspension.
No, sir, you only do statement only for one-sided error, not for all. Only for one-sided error it's allowed, not for both the things. We can use it even for the ledger, because ledgers are all one-sided errors. But not for all the debit, credit and all you write. Then they'll say you write transaction name only. Why are you doing an entry? Clear? Are you guys fine? Okay. Now let me start reading the entries and let me try finding out what do you mean by journal entry comes into picture now. Everyone please see illustration number 2. Everyone, this is illustration 2 of your study material. So I want you to write solution illustration number 2 and we will go every step by step what is the question and the answer. Correct entry, wrong entry, rectified entry. Do we start? First one, I am reading the entry slowly so that you understand what it is, and if you are not understanding the terms, please do ask me right now. It's okay to do errors here than doing it in the exam. Understood? Rupees 500 paid for furniture purchase has been charged to ordinary purchase account. Okay, let me do the first thing. Can I know the correct entry? What should have been for the furniture purchase? Write down. Correct entry. Correct entry is what? Furniture to cash. Wrong entry. Wrong entry. They have said instead of furniture, you are charging it to the purchases account. Charged to means debited to. Remember this. Charged to means what? Debited to. So I am debiting instead of furniture. Whose account? Purchases account. So your wrong entry is purchases to cash. Which error? Which error? Error of principal. Clear? You know how to do the rectification entry? What is the rectification entry? Rectification entry. Furniture to purchases. Write down the narration. Always please check correct entry with wrong entry. Correct entry should be properly there. Instead of that, wrong entry should be reversed. Okay. Repairs made were debited to building account rupees 50.
Cash to building.
Right, sir. Go step by step. Repairs made were debited to building account. What is the correct entry? Repairs made. What would have been the correct entry? Repairs to cash. Write down correct entry. Repairs to cash. Guys, please understand and do it. Don't just write whatever I am saying. The correct entry should have been repairs to cash. Instead of that, who is given a debit? Building to cash. They are saying instead of it, it was debited to means what? The debit was given to the buildings account. Building account debited to cash account. So what's the rectification entry? Repairs to building. How many of you guys got this right? Well, last bench guys, what happened? Got it right, wrong? Okay, which error? Error of principle. So write down somewhere so that you remember later too. Okay, amount withdrawn by proprietor for his personal use has been debited to trade expense account. Correct entry? Drawings account debited to cash account. Write down. Correct entry? Drawings account debited to cash account. Wrong entry? Trade expenses to cash account. They are saying it was debited to trade expenses. So instead of drawings, you are debiting it to what? Trade expenses. Next one, fourth one. Rent 100 paid for rent debited to landlord's account. Rent account debited to. Correct entry is what? Rent account debited to cash account. But instead of that, who has got debit? Landlord has got the debit. So it will be wrong entry is landlord to cash. Correct entry is rent to landlord. Wrong entry is landlord to cash. Sorry. What am I saying? Correct entry is rent to cash. Wrong entry is landlord to cash. Rectification entry will be rent to landlord. Okay, next one. Salary 125 paid to clerk due to him has been debited to his personal account. What is the correct entry for salary? Salary to cash. Correct entry is what? Salary to cash. Do you know clerk's name? No. So you can write it as clerk's account debited. Wrong entry is what? Clerk's account debited to cash account. Correct entry is salary to cash. Wrong entry is what? Clerk to cash. Therefore, what will be your rectification entry? Salary to clerk. Okay, try the next two things, 6th and 7th. Which one? 5th one? Yes. Do 6th and 7th. Correct entry is what? Cash to Shaw and Co. Wrong entry? Cash to Shaw and Co. Wrong rectified entry? Shaw SHAW to SHAH. How many of you got this right? Done. Next one. 700 paid for a typewriter was charged to office expense account. Correct entry is what? Typewriter to cash. Wrong entry is what?
Office expense to cash.
Office expense to cash. Rectified entry is what? Awesome. Liking rectification? Fine. Till here? Nice. Okay. We'll go even little further down now. I told you my first stage of recording does not stop just with journal. There is another category of book which can be done instead of journal. What is that? Subsidiary book. You remember how subsidiary book works? Just close your eyes and let's try recapping it. What did we do with subsidiary books? We did all the entries in one side. Once that was over, we were passing journal ledger accounts pay, purchase book. I was writing two totals of subsidiary book, and individually in the ledger accounts of the creditors I was doing it. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Now I am talking of errors there because these are also my recording errors. You understood what am I talking of? So whenever I say purchase book, whenever I say sales book, that means the errors have happened in the subsidiary book. Do you remember subsidiary book, or do you want me to just recap it for you guys again? Should I recap? Remember? Yesterday only we did. Do you guys remember? Done? Let's just get back to the subsidiary books. Right? I told you guys something very, very important when I did a subsidiary book. The moment I write somebody's name in a subsidiary book, it is assumed that what? The journal entry has passed. Credit only. The journal entry has passed. This is very, very important now. So let's try looking into it different terms. When I say undercast and overcast, what does it mean? Undercast means, let's say for an example, my purchase book total was 100 rupees. Purchase book total was what? 100. But you did the total and you wrote it as 80. Please understand the error I am doing. I did all the entries right. I wrote Ram account, Sita account, Lakshman account, everything I wrote. But when I did the total, instead of writing it as 100, I wrote it as what? 80. Wrote it as what? That means what? My book is undercasting. My book is what? If I write instead of 100, 120, we call it as overcast. Are you clear? Now, I want you guys to understand what is the error which is happening in undercasting. I did my purchase book. Okay. Ram account was 50. Sita account was 50. But total instead of 100, I wrote it as 80. Now, how do you post it in ledger? I make the purchase ledger. I make Ram's ledger. I make Sita's ledger. Guys, I hope you remember what we did yesterday. In purchase book, what do I write? Two totals as what? In purchase book, I write two totals 80. In Rama's book, I write it as by purchases 50. In Sita book, I write by purchase. Okay. Where is the error? Purchase book. Purchase book should be further debited by what? 20 rupees. So the journal entry should be what? Purchase account debited to suspense account. Because now I'll tell you an easier way to remember this. Purchase account should have a debit balance or a credit balance. I'll teach you an easier way. This was only logic. I'll teach you the most easiest way to solve this. Purchase account should have a debit balance or a credit balance. When they say undercast, that means debit is short. That means what? Debit is short. You have to make it equal. How do you do it? You further debit it. Okay. That means purchase account debit 20. Did I say credit there is a shortage? No. To suspense account 20. You understood, right? Purchase account. Oh, it will get switched off. Purchase account 80 instead of what? 100. This is undercasting. Purchase account should have a debit balance. You are only debiting by 80, but it should have been debited by 100. So you have a shortage of what? 20. So debit purchase account by 20. Purchase account debited 20. Okay. Do I have anything to credit? Nothing. To suspense account 20. If you want it as a statement, can I write it as a statement? Yes. Please debit purchase account by 20 rupees. Are you fine? Now, let's say purchase account was overcast by 20. Purchase account was overcast by 20. What does it mean? Logically, purchase account should have had 100 rupees. Instead of that, you are debiting it by 120. You have given extra debit. How do you cancel it? I told you, you credit it. So that means you will write it as to purchase account 20 on the numerator or on the top, suspense debited. Are you clear? Easy. Sales account has been undercast. Tell me the answer. By 40 rupees. So sales should always have what account? Credit account. So that means suspense account debited to sales account 40. Sales account was overcast. Sales account debited 40 to suspense account. Pakka? Fine? You get doubt, tomorrow come early, I'll come in early. So I'll help you out. Till here, are you guys fine?